This time on Kawaii-Fi Radio, Kyle gives a history lesson on Kowloon. The UK didn't want any responsibility because they're like, it's a Chinese military base, we're not going to touch it. So it became
This is a lot
zone.
to go on before the actual plot.
Yeah, we poke fun at light novel titles. If this is a light novel and it has a short title, it might actually be good.
The last boss reveals, fool, I had the long title all along.
And the spring anime season is here. This is going to be the romance sci-fi of the season.
Oh no, wait, I remember. You like trash romance, so...
No.
Oh no, this is bad now.
Kenny!
Ava launch!
Tatsuo! Kaneda!
Oni-chan?
It's over 9,000!
Nani?
Configure the language logic interface for Japanese.
Kawaii-Fi.
Kawaii-Fi Radio!
Konnichiwa and welcome. You tuned into Kawaii-Fi Radio, the podcast we dive into the world of anime, manga, and all things Japanese otaku culture. I'm
Hello.
Kyle, with me is Kenny and Tifa over on remote. How's everybody doing today? Aside from obviously sleepy and needing more caffeine.
Yeah.
I'm knackered.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
We're recording on Monday. It's been a busy weekend for us, so we're doing a different day instead.
Bit of a busy decade.
Yeah. So this episode, it is a new anime season. The spring anime season is on here for us. And as we do for every anime season, we've picked out our 10 most anticipated shows, 2 from each of the team members who are on for the show or who have put their details in time. And this covers everything from shonen to josei, action to romance, and everything kind of in between.
Whatever this season stood out.
Ladies rocking out for metal music, there's plenty to look forward to, so stick around to find out if we've picked one of your choices as well. But this isn't to say these are the only things that are worth watching this season. We've just limited it so that every episode doesn't go for 3 hours every time we have to do a season preview.
Remember the old days?
I remember the old days.
They sucked.
We had to split an autumn season into 2 episodes of 2.5 hours each because that's how many shows there were that year. Now, if you are new to the podcast, welcome, hello. We're also on YouTube. You can see us there waving like a bunch of goofballs. Hello to all our regular listeners as well. Lovely to see you. Hope you're keeping well. The seasons are changing. Hooray. That means more anime.
Are they really?
No.
It's still,
It will forever be the winter of our discontent. No.
that's the summer of our sweating backs.
Yes. I was going to say, don't say that.
I was gonna say a different word.
Now, we do have Patreon for additional content. All the details down below, but we'll get to that later on. Let's get stuck in because we've got a lot to cover this season.
That's a lot of anime.
Oh, there's so many.
Spring anime.
Okay.
And maybe we'll do in a squirrel or two while we're poisoning pigeons in the
I
park.
was going to say, they can't copyright strike us this time.
Yes, our original song is
Poisoning pigeons in the park, and the guy who created it was a mathematician, and he said, no, once I die, I want all of my music to be royalty free and everyone can use it. Someone's purchased the rights to it.
and so our stuff gets struck every time we play that song.
So we can't use it anymore.
We had to switch.
It's hilarious,
Sadly.
but terrible. So, new anime season. Spring is here. Spring is in the air.
Springtime for anime. I was going to say something else. Yeah.
Can you stop it? Oh, is that a spring Pikachu?
Yeah, it is.
Afro-chew?
Afro-chew. Oh my god, it is an afro.
It's like cotton candy.
For those listening
It
at home,
is.
Tifa has a spring edition Pikachu, which has an afro-style hairdo, which is Sakura pink with cherry blossoms all over it.
I wanna eat
is
it.
Gorgeous. Did you get that from Japan or just from Pokemon
did.
Online? Oh,
No, I got it from Japan.
oh, that's beautiful.
It's mesmerizing. It's just a pink
I just realized
cloud.
it was next to me, so I was like, oh, wait.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to go in the video screenshot edition. That's great. So look, new season, plenty to talk about. One that we have to start off with is one we've all been looking forward to, and that is Lazarus. This is the new anime by Shinichiro Watanabe, the creator of Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo, Carol and Tuesday, and several other well-loved series. Carol and Tuesday probably kind of was a bit of a miss for him comparative to the others.
That was a Netflix one, wasn't it?
No. Netflix did have broadcasting rights, but they did not produce it.
Oh, okay.
This time we've got a new one called Lazarus, and Lazarus has been jointly developed in partnership with Adult Swim USA. This is causing some issues for broadcast. The dub is awful. It is very Toonami oriented, and if you see the trailer, watch the subbed trailer, not the dubbed one. The dubbed one is like the old Toonami ads where it's like, "Oh my god, look at this! Oh wow, you know, it's so over the top." Look for the one that has been shared by Mappa Studios. It's so much better. So
this is already making me lose faith, man. I got to tell you.
Well, the problem as well is that this is actually going to air dubbed in the US first on Toonami and HBO, and then after 1 month, the sub version will start releasing, which just makes no sense.
A month.
Do we get it also as dubbed, because HBO Max, as of the 31st of March, is in Australia. So
it's meant to be Max worldwide, but it's like there's a lot of questions about what distribution areas it comes in. When you have a look at the on Live Chart, which is what we use to track a lot of our stuff, they list like a lot of different broadcast areas, and there are 7 different broadcast regions for this with different dates and times. All of them are to do with just the US and Japan. It's sitting there going for different versions and different variations. And it's like, it shouldn't be this hard in this day and age to find out when you can watch something. The first episode airs Sunday, I think it's the 6th of April, roughly. And that will be, the first episode on the US side.
I don't want to watch the dub.
Yeah. But it's apparently going to air in Japan at the same time.
Also dub?
But that would be obviously in Japanese language. But then is there subtitles to go along with it? You kind of see what I mean? Like, maybe someone will put them together online so that you can watch it like that. But like making you wait a month to get the subbed version seems like just such a low move. And I blame Warner Brothers because
pointless.
They own Adult Swim.
That would be it.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers are...
Yeah, going down the drain. So, for context, we're talking a lot about this, but we haven't told you what it is. Lazarus is a new anime by Studio Mappa, being produced by Shinichiro Watanabe. He is the director, scriptwriter, creator, Cowboy Bebop of fame. The story is set in 2052. It's an era of unprecedented peace and prosperity. The reason is because mankind has been freed from sickness and pain due to a development of a miracle cure-all drug called Hapuna. Hapuna has been developed by neuroscientist Dr. Skinner, and it's become pretty much essential to everyone in the world. However, soon after Hapuna is officially introduced, Dr. Skinner vanishes from the face of the earth. No one knows where he's gone. He's disappeared. 3 years later, he returns, and the world has moved on from it. They're all like, yeah, everyone uses it. It's fine. There's no side effects. He then comes in and announces that Hapuna actually shortens your life to the fact that everyone who has taken it will die approximately 3 years after their first dose. So, death is coming for this sinful world, and it's coming soon, is the line that they use for it. As a response to this threat, a special task force of 5 agents is gathered from across the world to save humanity from the plan. The group is called the Lazarus Group. Can they find Skinner and develop a vaccine before time runs out? Now, this seems pretty straightforward. It's going to be 13 episodes. We've got all the details around it. It's going to have a set run. I think it's only going to have the 1 season. It's original. It's not based on anything else. So this hopefully will do quite well, and that then will give credence to have Shinichiro Watanabe do more original stories, because his original stories are great, and all we see these days is predominantly manga and light novel adaptations.
Yeah.
So originals are few and far between, and when they do come out, they tend to do poorly.
They tend to do well for the first half at least, and then they don't stick the landing.
Yeah.
That is a constant flaw in a lot of these animes. It's all the ending. They can never stick the landing.
Yeah. So because this has been done in partnership with Toonami paid for it, basically. So they helped pay for the development, similar how Crunchyroll was doing the joint development on things like God of High School and so on. And it's interesting to see more Western companies getting involved in this and doing so. It makes a lot of sense financially. Like, if they can back it and then have exclusive rights to it, it's something in their catalog that they can make money off.
You know, anime is extremely popular these days with everything in the West terribly sucking.
Yeah.
And so a lot of Western companies really want in on anime market.
Yeah, a lot of the generic Western companies, yeah.
Yeah.
So look, this one's going to air on Sunday nights, 11:45 Japan time, which ends up being about, I think it's in the afternoon in the US. I could be wrong. Afternoons, yeah. I'm not great with that from Japan to the US time zone. I know, like, for us in Australia, Japan is the US is anywhere between 13 to 18 hours behind us, depending on region. So, like, that could be Saturday morning that it technically airs in the US, or it could be something else. I don't know if they correlate directly. I don't know if they've got separate release times. Anyway, at least for the Japanese version, that's going to air Sundays, 11:45 p.m., so Sunday night, Monday morning. Look, all of us want to watch this. This is pretty much the one we've all been talking about in the news for about 12, 18 months.
Yeah, we got hints of it. We saw some clips of its animation. Looks lovely and
Fight
smooth.
scenes look really good. And I'm hoping, because it's been done via a Western production company having, like, say on the production, that the entire thing will have been planned out beforehand, as opposed to doing what a lot of traditional Japanese studios is week to week panicking.
Yeah.
Because we've seen a lot of trailers with a lot of different content over the past 6 months, and to have that much content available that far ahead is unusual. So fingers crossed that means this will be, like, good through and through. Just, like, take the best of both worlds. The foreplanning of Western production with the incredible art and ideas from Japanese production. Like, if you put those together, that would be just amazing.
I'd love more projects like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But we won't get this.
If you don't know who Mappa is, you must be new to anime. Welcome. Mappa is the gateway drug for series.
Mappa's one of the...
They did Jujutsu Kaisen, Attack on Titan's final seasons, Chainsaw Man, Dororo, Hell's Paradise, Vinland Saga. They're one of the biggest animation studio houses that produce consistently good quality, often at the expense of staff. Yeah.
livelihood. Yeah.
Yeah. But generally, when Mappa's associated with something, it does mean that it's going to be high quality. So hopefully that's what we'll see.
And
here.
their action scenes are always just woo, so good.
Add that with Shinichiro Watanabe and his love for the fight scenes and the choreography there.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
That's why I'm excited for this, but it's just, I don't know, I'm a little bit... I wonder.
Look, I mean, the main character kind of seems like they've taken a bit of Spike from Cowboy Bebop to make him, and that, I mean that in a good way, not a bad way.
Not a Netflix way.
Not a Netflix way. Look, I didn't mind John Cho's Spike. I just thought that the show itself was very poorly edited. Like, I've done a video on this. Go check it out on our YouTube channel. I re-edited the fight scenes and the introductions of several characters to show how they could have been, just through editing, made them more impactful. Like, Netflix's Cowboy Bebop had good bones and bad direction in editing. And that was the issue. So, I feel for him because Cho loved it. He loves the character, he loves the series, but they did it poorly. They did it dirty.
Just a lot of terrible decisions made.
I agree, Tifa. Heartache for me too.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to Aaron's pick. Aaron's over in New Zealand at the moment, pretending to be a hobbit. He's far too large for the furniture, and that is, generally the case for all of us.
He is a hobbit at heart.
Except for Tifa. Oh, the dirty look. I say that with love.
Look, if I can live in a little hobbit if I can live in a little hobbit cottage and it costs me half the price of a real house, then I would live there.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair.
that'd be an advantage.
Yeah, it
and
would
I
be.
mean, who wouldn't want to live in a hobbit hole? They're so comfy.
Exactly.
Anyway, we're talking about a series called The Gorilla God's Go-To Girl. Now, this looks
What an
good.
Aaron
God's
pick.
sakes, Aaron.
No, this is hilarious. I actually have this on my to-watch list. It's just not it's not high up in the list. It's not one of the ones I'm super looking forward to, but it's like,
This is in
It looks funny.
this is in the I'm ashamed I like it section of your
No,
list.
no.
It's a bit of a full
No,
list.
that's the one where the fruits of evolution, where the guy's monkey girl turns into a human. This is different. So this is a fantasy romance. Actually, I should provide a bit of a disclosure on this at the moment, aside from the previous one with Lazarus. We know when Lazarus is coming out, but because it's the first episode of most shows hasn't come out yet, we do not have complete lists of broadcast partners yet. So we will probably get those. Those normally come out after the first week of broadcast. So at the moment, a lot of these, we know the primary broadcast partners, but not secondary for areas like Southeast Asia, Europe, or South America. Some we do, some we don't. So take these lists as if it doesn't list in your region and it doesn't sound like anything that would broadcast to your region, it just means we still haven't been given the announcement. So this is one of them. The only details we have for it is Crunchyroll broadcast. Obviously, Crunchyroll doesn't broadcast into Japan. Crunchyroll doesn't broadcast into a lot of countries in Southeast Asia. So there will be other groups that will probably have this.
When in doubt, just don't pirate it.
Okay. Anyway, this is about...
I would
hate to give someone that idea.
This is a series focusing on Sophia, a timid daughter of a count who just wanted a peaceful life. However, the gorilla god had other plans. Yes, there's a gorilla god. Blessed with unmatched strength, she's thrust into the Royal Knight Order, turning her quiet days into chaos. Now she must juggle school, the nightlife, as in K-Night, and her overwhelming power. Who knew gorilla strength could be so complicated? Essentially, in this fantasy world, you reach a certain age and you get a blessing from one of the gods. Her god ended up being the gorilla god. And anyone who gets the gorilla god's blessing becomes a knight. She was like, I wanted to be a lady in waiting. So
This reminds me so much of like the new game Split Fiction and how people are playing it with their partners and one of the characters turns into a gorilla, one of them turns into a pretty fairy, and then all the girls have been getting upset because they keep getting the gorilla instead of the fairy.
fair. I mean, like, fair.
I've been seeing interesting memes coming out about that game.
Look, apes strong together. So that's my relationship. This has been done by Studio Kachigarasu. Now, you will not have heard of these, and if you click them, you will see no prior animation. It's because this is the studio formerly known as Encourage Films. They were dissolved in 2023 and then reset up as Kachigarasu Films.
Interesting. I'm not sure I remember Encourage.
They did Daemon, the one with the sweet store. It's like a really sort of like watercolor love story about like a girl who works at the sweet store.
Yeah.
They did Is the Order a Rabbit? They did Isekai Cheat Magician as well. So they've not done a lot, but they were a support studio for many other studios.
Okay.
And it looks like for whatever reason, I can't find the reason why they were dissolved and recreated. I haven't been able to find that article. But for whatever reason, that's happened in 2023. And this is their first anime project under the new brand. So
I mean, it sounds bombastic, so
it does. It
if it
does.
goes ahead, this could be, good
I mean,
news for
it's
them.
a safe bet as well. This is based on a manga, so they know that it's got an audience based on the amount of manga
popular
readers.
manga, do we know?
Middling. Like that, and a smaller studio like this will not be able to bid on some of the larger ones. They just don't have the money.
Fair.
But this is likely going to be 12 episodes. Airs on Sunday at 11:30 p.m. in Japan, so Monday in all likelihood for Western release.
Reasonable
Fantasy,
time slot.
romance. No rating yet. As I said, with it being early, we will not get ratings until first broadcast typically. So it'll likely be PG. Most of these shows tend to be that way. Should be a good laugh though, either way. Right. Which watch, Tifa? Which watch?
Which watch?
Sorry, the watch of the witch.
The witch of the witch of the watch?
Why are you watching witches?
So this
Why
is
not?
This is going to be a good one. It's an anime about witches, and
Witching?
it's about
Who would've
them
guessed?
keeping watch.
Watching?
Yeah.
Not watching.
There we go. Tifa, I'll let you talk about what attracted you to this one, because this is one of your suggestions.
Watching wishes watch.
I mean, firstly, it just like sounds quite fun and interesting, but when you watch the trailer, it is a very colorful and very visually like fast-paced sort of anime for what it is as well, and it's also based in a high school believe it or not. But it's really funny because I think the main character, she like does 6 years of like witch training or something, and she completes it, and then she goes back to her hometown, and she's like in her original high school and things like that, and just kind of gets up to some hijinks, and it gets a
Out
bit
of hand.
kooky. Yeah.
If you've seen Aruma-kun, think that, but instead of just flip the character dynamic. So instead of it being a demon school, it's a normal school with a witch in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like
Yeah.
random and weird things kind of happen, and
The
it's
teacher
just
walks
really
into a room and everyone is like seated on the ceiling instead, and people are on the
It's just-
windows and walls because of magic.
Okay, that'd be an amazing prank.
Yeah.
I heard someone describe it as well as like 95% comedy, 3% plot, and 2% romance. So in the trailer itself, it kind of seems like it's setting up a little bit of this romance when you see like this other particular character and you're like, oh, okay. But apparently there is not much romance at all, and it
so
just
the
kind of
trailers-
plays on the funny bits of it.
The trailer started out and I'm like, oh, it's just another rom-com. And after like, you get like 20 seconds in and then it just goes haywire. And it's just all
Yeah.
gag.
Okay,
It's
I'm
like they
intrigued.
use the romantic parts to push forward a plot of comedy, basically. So
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a lot of parody and
It's an
just a lot
excuse
of
for it to
fun
exist
stuff.
at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
literally.
also going to be 2 cores as well, so we
Yeah.
know that it's definitely got a following. It's based on a manga. We're not sure if it's 2 cores back to back or if it is split. But we know it's at least getting a 2-part run. It's being animated by Bibri Animation. They did The 100 Girlfriends Who Really, Really Love You, Quintessential Quintuplets, Azure Lane. So they've got a lot of experience in both the romance and gag comedy
They
area.
know how to pick them. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
100 Girlfriends Who Really, Really Love You was trash.
It's so trash, but it is so funny because it's
Yes.
a parody. This is going to air on Sundays at 5 p.m. in Japan. So that means it's definitely got to be a PG product. Which
That is pretty prime time.
which is good. Comedy, supernatural shonen. The summary we've got here says that it focuses. It's wrong because the girl is the focus, not the guy. It's like Morihito
Yeah.
Otogi is a high school student who comes from a lineage of ogres, and he enjoys a peaceful, ordinary life until his childhood friend Nico moves in with him. And you read that and you go, really? And then it's like, no, Nico is a witch in training and chooses Morihito to be her familiar.
Okay.
That is such a different, like,
Synopsis from
summary
what the
to
video
the one
is.
that, well, it's different to the one that I read because it's like about her finishing her years of
Yeah.
witch college and coming back. It's all from her perspective, and it doesn't even mention him until like at the end of the summary.
It's interesting as well because this is all about, they're thrilled to reunite with old friends, but Morihito was tasked with the perilous duty to protect her from a foretold calamity and hide her secret of being a witch. I'm sitting there going, he's done a terrible job.
Yeah.
Just
Really? Part of
really?
the comedy.
Did the people who created this release 2 conflicting synopsises?
I think so. I think
Maybe
so.
they did that on purpose, though. I wonder.
Is this just
I mean, like, look at what happens with the synopsis for Dangers in My Heart. It acts like he's a serial killer. And it's like, that is literally, like, the joke for 15 minutes of the show, and then it's like, oh, I don't want to kill her. I'm experiencing the emotion of attraction for the first time, and I don't know how to process that because I'm a moody teen. So look, this is going to be good. It's going to be on Crunchyroll in English only. And then Netflix has got sub and dub rights worldwide for other languages and English. So I don't know quite what happened with this. It is also on Hulu in the US, Annie Plus Korea, and Bilibili China. I'm not sure what happened with the distribution rights here. So
This sounds loopy.
That's really weird.
Yeah.
I mean, so the cast for this as well is really stacked. Like all of these actors have been in big shonens, like they've been in like Haikyuu, the Dr. Stone, like like they're all very well named like things as
Yeah.
well. And I think the licenses for this in America is G Kids as well.
Yeah, it
so I
is.
don't know, it's definitely one that I think a lot of companies would bid on because there's just like so many people that people are going to know the voice when they start talking. You're like, oh, it's that person. But yeah.
Oh,
I don't know.
confirmation! It is 2 cores back to back, and you are right. Licensor is G Kids.
They-
So there you go. This is now a Ghibli. It's official. No, I'm kidding. I joke.
Someone put that bloody AI filter on it. It's
God.
ruined.
God, we will talk about that trash later. Okay, moving right along. Go Loser Ranger Season 2 is here.
Hell yeah.
This is Emma's pick for the season. It's PG-13 was first season. It's by Yostar Pictures, who also did the first season. They've done Arc Knights and Sora Iro Utility. They're kind of a smaller production house, but they seem to be getting more into doing their own animation as like a lead studio. Airs on Sundays, 11:30 p.m. They've got a lot airing on Sundays this season. Originally from a manga. This is the Disney Plus Hulu for this season.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't know why, because season 1 was not. I thought it was High Dive
What the?
from memory.
Okay.
It's been over a year since the first ep came out, so
So does that mean season 1 is going to Disney Plus as well? I don't know.
it might do.
I feel like it already is on Disney Plus.
Yeah. I feel like season 1 was originally High Dive, and then it was, because it got popular, it went to a few different places after the first season finished. Either way, Disney Plus exclusive for this one. The first season was really good. This is kind of like a twist on like the Power Rangers sort of idea. So the Power Rangers are technically evil, and the villains are, well, the villains who are bad are gone, but the putties have been kind of left in the lurch, if that makes sense, for those that know Power Rangers. So for the past 13 years, the nefarious monster army has appeared beneath their floating fortress every Sunday at exactly 12:30 to advance their goal of conquering Earth. Wow, doesn't that seem sus? Luckily, the Dragon Keepers are here to save the day, and with the war raging on, these great heroes are mankind's last hope. Or are they? In truth, the invaders were subjugated within a year and forced to continue to crank out a Monster of the Week program for the Rangers to crush in front of their adoring fans. The Dragon Keepers reap the fame and prestige from fighting imaginary enemies, while the weakest surviving monsters, known as Dusters, are allowed to live for another day. But one Duster, known as Fighter D, has had enough. He'll rebel against the might of the Dragon Rangers and destroy them all from the inside. And yeah, it's really good. The opening and outro, like the opening and closing themes, are incredible. Like, they're so catchy. There's a reason I voted one of them as my like ED of the year. Like last year, it was so good.
It was very good.
Yeah. This is like, you don't even have to like Power Rangers. If you know the Power Rangers idea, then you will probably enjoy this story, because it subverts it. It's the Rangers are villains. They're taking advantage of the position of power they've been put in, and someone is going kind of secret agent man to sneak inside. And it's pretty brutal. Like, it's not for kids.
Yeah, you
It
said
says
this was a PG. This is a
I'd
hard
say it's,
PG.
Don't say that. Don't say hard anything, because apparently there is a thing, and I said it and it was bad.
What?
I will explain after the show.
No, explain
Yes.
now.
Start the conversation again.
Yeah. So
Tifa, what do you say?
so this is more likely to be an M-rated series for mature audiences. It is listed as PG-13, but that's probably because it's the American rating, and they still don't treat animated violence as real violence in their rating system. So we'll see. But because of that, it does mean that America gets stuff that gets banned in Australia, like video games. Like, I can't believe that.
Silent Hill.
Yeah, new Silent Hill F has been banned in Australia before it's even had its proper, assessment. It's like, are you joking?
I will definitely not be pirating that.
No, not at all. Not at all. But yes, this is going to be good. Disney Plus going to land on Sundays, 11:30 p.m. Japan time, so that will hopefully mean that Mondays it should have the Western release. Let's move on to one that I am very excited about. I've been reading this manga for years. It's called Kowloon Generic Romance.
Yes.
This is going to be the romance sci-fi of the season, I would say.
Oh no, wait! I remember you like trash romance. So
No.
Oh no, this is bad now.
Jenny.
It's good. It's sci-fi first, romance second.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is based on a manga. It's been running for, would be about 5 years now. It's a monthly manga. The story is really compelling. So if you don't know what Kowloon is, Kowloon was a walled city in Hong Kong, which was kind of like an area of, so when the UK strong-armed China into leasing them Hong Kong for 100 years, the Kowloon city was technically a military base, but that was then within the area, and China didn't want any responsibility for anything in there, and the UK didn't want any responsibility because they're like, it's a Chinese military base, we're not going to touch it. So it became
This is a lot
zone.
to like go on before the actual plot.
Yeah. So this was a location where it had the densest population on Earth throughout the 90s because there were no building regulations, there were no laws. People just built up, and as long as it was below the flight path, they'd get away with it.
If you're a 40K fan out there, imagine a hive city and then just make it more compact, more close.
So Kowloon was eventually demolished.
Which is kind of sad. It was like,
it was one of the places I always wanted to go from history.
It looks terrifying, like as a construction, but beautiful at the same time.
I'm obsessed with this place. It's so cool.
Fascinating.
But this story is set in Kowloon too, after it's been demolished and rebuilt.
Interest.
So they're in a world. I hate this synopsis. I'm finding a better synopsis. It is so not correct. It's just like so misleading. Kowloon.
I think next season I'm just going to write the synopses myself.
Yeah.
They're going to be 2 sentences long, but they're going to be better.
Yeah, it's in the distant futures, individuals who adore the old way of life in Kowloon walled city, a slum city that served as a refuge for those long for the Hong Kong of the past. Realtor Reiko Fujiwara, however, craves for the new and exciting places in the area. In contrast, her only co-worker, Hajime Kudo, enjoys the nostalgia the city invokes and is put off by anything modern that seems to pass its walls. But despite their differing views and constant bickering of the most mundane of things, the two often find themselves enjoying each other's company. One day, a prank gone wrong leads Hajime to make an unexpected advance towards Reiko, after which he swiftly apologizes. Baffled by his action, Reiko starts investigating for possible explanations, only to discover a past she has no memory of. Let's just say that, without spoiling anything, that Kowloon is not what it seems. And there is a deep mystery surrounding the walled city and how it came into existence for its second life.
Okay.
Yeah. So, What? The summary is so bad. Struck by a reality they didn't wish for. Some ask, do I not exist in this world?
Who writes this?
Who wrote this? You're fired. So basically, Kowloon is a mystery story, Kowloon generic romance, set inside the walled city of Kowloon, which has what appears to be a space station hanging directly overhead that everyone can see from ground. It is in geostationary orbit, and it is big enough for people in Kowloon to see it with their naked eyes.
Trippy.
Yeah.
Is it a reality TV show?
No, it's definitely not a reality TV show. And there's also some sort of like things around like, if you do some things inside Kowloon, you might never be able to leave. And
Okay.
I'll leave that hanging there because those things are a wide variety of things. Either way, this is being done by
drop
Arvo
the soap.
Animation. And what?
Don't drop the soap.
This has been done by Arvo Animation. They did Bokuben, We Never Learn, as a support studio.
Oh, yeah.
Monster Girl Doctor, and Arena, the Vampire Cosmonaut, which was amazing and so unhinged because the opening sequence was like, like classical, like operatic, and it's a rocket. You're like, huh? Like, you know how
Fits
like
with the vampire theme, I suppose.
you know Lunar Legend Tsukihime, how it's got
Yeah.
that big and the girl thing. Imagine that, but it's rockets. And
Okay.
yeah, it's just really weird. It's amazing. It's a great series. That is, I think it's 13 episodes and from start to finish, and then it's done. But it's just so weird. Like, it's a very odd juxtaposition. This is based on a manga. It's going to go for 13 episodes. The manga is still ongoing, so this will technically be season 1 unless they're planning to wrap it up. I don't think they would because it hasn't, like, it's got traction, right? But it has not got the amount of traction they would want for like kind of doing a season to promote the manga, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Because they wouldn't have the budget for it. So this has been someone's went, I want to adapt that, and they've went, fantastic. Airs on Saturdays at 11 p.m, means probably Sundays, Mondays for Western release. Either way, it's going to be on Anyone Asia, Bilibili, and Bilibili Global. That's what we have at the moment, and that likely means, seeing as Crunchyroll haven't stuck their name on it yet, that it will probably be High Dive, Disney, or Netflix. Actually, no, if it was Netflix, they would have already written it off. So
Won't be Netflix.
Maybe Amazon, because Amazon now have like an anime thing, but you've got to pay extra for it, which is like, It's just anime strike all over again. Do you guys not learn?
Amazon makes a lot of poor decisions. We know this. Rings of power.
Yeah. Because, so Amazon, bit of a side tangent, Amazon have now gone back to the same old thing of, well, Prime is for your deliveries. So we're going to then say if you want to, Amazon Prime still exists for TV, but we're going to then, anything we've had to pay for, subsequent it into extra packages. They're just reinventing cable again.
Yeah.
So
They did it in combination with Crunchyroll, so you're actually just paying for Crunchyroll. But Amazon does have specific animes to Prime. Like, for example, Banana Fish is just a Prime. It's just on Prime and nothing else.
Yeah.
So it's not on the anime section of Prime. It's just in Prime, in comparison to the other things. So it's
the hell?
a weird system because of all the weird rights and whatevers that they're still dealing with, like Anime Lab and Crunchyroll were dealing with for like forever with Funimation, and it's just
Crunchyroll really need to get that finished. It's been how many years since Anime Lab closed? Like 5?
At least 5.
Yeah.
I actually liked Anime Lab.
Anime Lab closed in our second year of our podcast. That's 4 years ago that it closed. 4.5 years. So there you go. Either way, this one should be good. Kowloon Generic Romance. Keep an eye out for it. We should know more in the next few weeks where it's going, because this one has a bit of a later start by the sounds of it. Right, Tifa, do you want to talk about rock and roll and ladies of Modesty with me? Because this looks great.
It does look really good when I saw this. So it's Rock is a Lady's Modesty is the English title. And I
This
think
is
the
the one I
Japanese
told you about.
title
Is this the K-On! But set in around high school?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The Japanese title I think is Rock wa Lady no Tashinami Deshite?
I think you are right.
Check her spelling.
But anyway, it's like an elite.
Yeah, no, she got it.
Yeah. It's like an elite women's school, like girls' academy, and it's very old school posh, you know, like not just the normal everyday that you see in animes where they have like short skirts or whatever, but they've got the button ups and the ties and stuff. No, they're
Think
like
of like an
full,
old
long,
British
like
Yeah.
fancy. Yeah.
yeah.
That's
So it's
just-
like really, yeah.
But these girls
and-
like metal.
Yes.
Naturally.
So they like kind of form a group so that they can play metal, and it's just a really fun juxtaposition of like ye old English looking and sorry I swore ye old English looking stuff and like rock and roll star things, and it's just a really
mouth.
I'm sorry, I'm tired, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
we are all is forgiven.
You
But
will
it's
be
a
beat.
really good juxtaposition of just having those two things together. And I mean, we've had success in the past with obviously K-On! Is really popular, and then Bocce the Rock recently, which, by the way, the author of Bocce the Rock wrote like a thing for this, for the manga, being like, I highly recommend this manga. It's really, really good. Everyone should go check it out type of like recommendation.
That's trustworthy one, man. Yeah.
Also, Bocce the Rock Season 2 is apparently in development at the moment too, so that's another good news. Yeah, this looks great, but it's Bandai Namco Pictures who did Aruma-kun, so this could go either way.
Bandai has done like a lot of stuff though,
Yeah.
so like their name is on a lot of productions.
They did Gintama,
Yeah.
so
Also, I'm wondering is like with these kind of shows, there's like only ever two kinds of high schools in anime fiction. There's, you know, your average high school where the main character sits at the back, and then there's the academy for the super rich and prestigious.
Yes, that's true.
I feel like there's a subject worth exploring here of just like what is with Japan and their academies.
We
for
have the exact same thing here. We've got public schools and
Yeah.
private schools. That's literally it.
Oh, okay.
He's like, I'm
Oh,
disappointed
Kenny.
in Japan. I thought they were better than that.
I thought there was going to be a more interesting kind of like juxtaposition between the two. It's like, you never set an anime in a poor school. What's your deal? No, they do.
No, they do. Yeah. So
So it's just public and private schools. Oh dear.
So this one's rated PG. We don't know the length, but it's likely 12 episodes. It's from a manga, music, school, seinen. So designed for obviously the older audiences, which I kind of like, because that means they can get rid of some of the cringy stuff.
My favorite, they've got individual trailers for the girls as well, and I really liked
the drummer.
Yeah, the drummer.
The blue-haired girl?
Yeah, it's like purple. No, purple. The purple-haired one. And the trailer has so she's at the school. She's kind of really, all the girls are like, oh, she's so beautiful and stuff. She's drumming, and then it gets the split second where it kind of shows you her alternate personality, and then back to the school, and in the split second. She's she just looks so epic. She's got this studded bra thing going on as well. And
doesn't she have her hands wrapped in bandages as well?
Yeah. And it looks really punk rock. I was like, oh, okay.
I was like, I'm here for this.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I'm very keen on this. I love K-On! I did not get into Bang Dream or any of the other ones where they've gone too far towards the idol side of things. I don't. That's just not my thing, and I find idol content very cringy most of the time. All those
we've had enough time and exposure to idol to know that it's not for us.
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
fair.
If you like idol content and it's something that makes you happy, absolutely. But I'm a grumpy old man, so
yeah, I just really like that this feels as if we were going to a school set in a Jane Austen era, and then they go into real modern rock and roll, and it's just a fun juxtaposition, which makes me feel like the story will be fun.
Well, wasn't it they call it the Gap Moe? Yeah. So the actual synopsis: at an elite all-girls school academy where refined young ladies gather, Lalisa Suzunomiya, now the daughter of a real estate tycoon from her mother's remarriage, is forced to abandon her guitar and rock music to fit in. However, her passion is reignited by sounds from the old school building where she meets a skilled drummer who shares her love for rock. Together, they embrace their inner rock stars, elegantly clashing and shouting their way through the academy in this captivating tale of grace and rebellion.
Elegantly shouting and rocking.
Elegance!
I know. It's just a great way to phrase that.
Yes, they've done a good job with synopsis on this one, surprisingly. Well, actually,
probably taken specifically from the original,
no, it's
manga or
taken from
something.
High Dive because they're the broadcast partners and they actually care. So High Dive for a lot of places, ADN, so Anime Digital Network in France. That means there should also be a dedicated broadcaster in Germany, Spain, and Italy at some point in the next couple of weeks for those out in Europe.
Very nice.
That also should mean that probably, what's the name of it? There's a brilliant broadcaster for South America. Where is it? Anime Onagai should hopefully be the ones who get it for South America because they tend to get most of the stuff High Dive does. So look, there's more places where this will pop up over the coming weeks, but this could be really good. We're both me and Tifa just saw it and just went, yeah.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
It looks fun.
It looks good fun. Okay, let's go to the complete other end of the scale from rock and roll to comfy. Kenny, Zatsu Tabi. I'm not going to say the full name because it's dumb. Okay, I'll say it so people know.
Is it wrong to get paid to go to comfy places and holiday as an excuse for location scouting in a dungeon?
Yeah, it's Zatsu Tabi, That's Journey.
What?
That's Journey.
That's Journey.
As in THAT, S.
Is that the main character?
No. I don't know. I don't know why that's added on the end. They should just call it...
Is the main character?
The mic? The mic is the main character.
So that, yes.
Zatsu Tabi, That's Journey. I don't know why it's called That's Journey. It's just so bad.
Anyway, it's, I too am grumpy, ancient old man and have become bored of constant explosions and actions. I seek chamomile tea and comfy chairs.
Well,
And-
I got the anime for you.
This anime fills my need for comfy because Yuru Camp is basically over.
No, Yuru Camp's got another season coming.
What the hell?
Season 4.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. You must
Okay,
have missed that.
I'm still happy. Good.
But still grumpy.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. This is interesting, actually. It's a new studio technically doing it. Technically, it's their first time as lead. So the studio is called Makurai. They have been a support studio on other programs for quite a while, since 2014. But they've got 2 shows this season they're the lead on. And this is the first season they're the lead producer of 2 full-length shows. They've done a couple of OVAs and stuff in the past, but never, yeah. So Zatsu Tabi and the Brilliant Healer's New Life in the Shadows, which is just a generic isekai harem. You know, I was the hero in the hero's party. Then I got kicked out, so I went and did thing. It's just the same story.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is a Crunchyroll Worldwide adventure slice of life seinen, and it focuses, as you said, on a rookie manga artist, and she's on the verge of giving up, having been rejected every time she submits a new draft, and she suddenly gets the idea of going on a trip, a journey that heals precisely because it's rough. This is the ultimate travel comic, it says.
She's basically going on a journey under the auspices of location scouting, looking for, art and stuff for backgrounds and stuff like that. And it seems to be just another kind of like a Japanese travel show disguised as an anime.
Yeah.
Which I'm all for.
Yeah. This is like that synopsis is so different from the trailer. Like basically, she's a rookie manga artist and they don't like her backgrounds. So they're like, that's why her drafts keep getting rejected. It's like the characters are great, but your backgrounds are terrible. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. Well, I'll go location scouting and draw backgrounds and get practice. It's like, okay, cool. It's a journey of discovery and, building yourself. And then a group of friends come along. And as you would expect, because this is, focusing on the Yuru camp focus, everyone has a different hair color and a different persona. And they're all buddies and they're all going to go do this together.
It just
for reasons.
It just looks. Look,
it does look good. Don't get me wrong.
If you had a mate who's like, "Hey, they're sending me to just go places and look at nice landscapes," you're just like, "Yeah, okay, cool. I'm coming along. Bring beers."
Like, if this ends on if this is 12 episodes, we don't know the length or rating yet, but if this is 12 episodes, if the final episode ends with it being her returning, doing her work, and then she's won an award, and then they can have like a post-credit scene where, it's like she's finished writing her, 24-month manga, and then it's like, I think I'm ready for another trip. And then that kicks into season 2. That would work amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Have it like, this season was for a specific type of manga. Now, this season, I need to find different types of locations which fit this manga. And that way you can go to lots of different places and it doesn't become repetitive. It's like, these are real locations in Japan. Like, the first one could be all about countryside and, beautiful scenes of mountains.
Or there's an OVA where they send her to America.
Yeah. We need you to go and draw, like...
we need a canyon. We need a canyon. A big canyon.
We need you to go and draw LAX. Like that's it. It's like, can I do that from pictures? Nah.
No, we got to send a rookie.
We've got to send a rookie, yeah. But yeah, look, this is going to be good. It's going to be Crunchyroll Worldwide. Mondays at 10 p.m. based on a manga. Adventure, slice of life seinen. We believe probably PG, as most of these are.
We can't imagine this thing being an M unless weird stuff happens.
Yeah. Unless it goes like completely left field, like.
Oh, they go location scouting in Australia and go to Wolf Creek.
I was going to say they go location scouting the first episode and fall down like a crevasse or something, and then the rest of them is surviving. Like.
Yeah, and then they get found by a bear
Survival
because
horror.
Japan has bears and.
Then they wear the bear.
Yes, survival manga.
And then what's his name shows up, the one who only dates 18 to 21-year-olds.
What?
Leonardo DiCaprio, that one.
Jesus.
Me to 25-year-olds, yeah.
25, sorry, yes. See, Leonardo DiCaprio can't keep track of dates after this year either because it's the 2025. Like, he can't. We're going to go back to 2101 for Leonardo DiCaprio's new calendar. Anyway, he doesn't like anything over 25.
Right, yeah,
He can't get a Galaxy
can he?
S25. He's going to have to go to like the SS1 or something like that.
He's just going to go back to iPhone or something.
Yeah. And then once they hit iPhone 25, he's like, nah.
I'm going to get a Motorola flip phone.
Okay, moving right along from that really dumb segue.
That was dopey. We're sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
No, that was all my fault. Aaron has... Look, I question the naming of this one, but it could be good. It's just the naming's really goofy. It's hashtag Compass, as in like a hash, Compass 2.0 animation project. It's based on a game. I don't know what that game is, but I'm just very glad that it isn't that studio that does all of those really bad game animes. CY Games Animation, yeah.
Never say that anime title in my presence again.
Yeah, it's bad, but it's being animated by Leidus. They did the Magi, the Labyrinth of Magic, and the Sinbad version. They did Yuru Yuri. They did Tomo-chan as a Girl, and O Maidens in Your Savage Season, which is one of our beloved. Like, I love that show. That's amazing.
And Tomo-chan as a Girl was.
Tomo-chan as a Girl is just great. Considering that, like, Tomo-chan as a Girl as a manga was like a 4-comer that ran for 5 pages every chapter.
I love the abridged version.
I need to watch that. Let's do that after this. Yeah. Anyway.
My street name is Taser Me Elmo.
Anyway, this is based off a game. It is a strategy game action anime, so very shonen oriented, which is right up Aaron's alley. He is our shonen expert. It is set in the Combat Providence Analysis System Compass 2.0. Heroes have gathered alongside human partners in a dreamlike space. The heroes have to keep fighting to produce enough energy to keep the system running. One hero, named number 13, is a troublemaker who refuses to find a partner. This sounds very Digimon-esque in that, like, you have a battle partner sort of thing. Yeah?
I was going to say, yes.
When 13 is
these heroes, do they resemble kind of like colourful animals?
I haven't watched the trailer. Look, when 13 is nearly kicked out, a new player named Jin agrees to join him as his partner. Can they bring peace to the world of Compass 2.0?
No.
Probably not. It's like, otherwise that would be really boring, wouldn't it?
Can we bring peace to a dimension that requires fighting? No.
Maybe we can replace the energy generated by fighting by something else. Now available on High Dive, uncensored. Either way, this is on Crunchyroll worldwide.
See, I was thinking Monsters Inc., not... okay.
Okay, that's better probably. This is going to air on Monday midnight / Tuesday morning in Japan. PG rating, so sorry, it's not going to have a special version over on High Dive. I was just being goofy.
You haven't been the same since White Day.
I haven't been the same since White Day. So look, this could be interesting. It's not my cup of tea. I don't generally like these shonen type shows, but Aaron's got a lot of experience with them. He loves his Yu-Gi-Oh! And
he can pick the good ones.
He can pick the good ones. Like, so this could be good this season. Though that being said, he has had limited time, so I do apologize if this is a miss on his account, because he has been best man for a wedding over in New Zealand, and he literally flew out and had to go do it straight away.
Man's been in hobbit holes. He's busy.
Yeah, it's Terry's wedding, the dry guy who we've had on previously.
He's awesome.
I was invited, but I literally got back from Japan like the week before they left, and then I lost. Well, I didn't lose my job. My contract finished, and I've moved on to a new one, which starts next week. But that means that, money gap.
Yeah.
It's kind of gap moe, but more depressing. Like, you think I have money, but I do not. Anyway, this one could be interesting. If you typically like the type of shows Aaron recommends and checks out, then this could be one that'd be up your alley. Right, moving on. Your Forma. Now,
mine?
Weirdly, this is a light novel, and a 2-word light novel title is absurd.
That's
That's
unheard of.
Yeah, so this could be good.
Are you sure it's not short for something longer?
Your form. Well, you actually had one for this. Your Forma, that time I developed encephalitis and became an integral part of the military, and now I go and solve mysteries with my robotic sidekick.
So what's this about?
That. This is a mystery sci-fi detective show. It's likely going to be rated M because it's Studio Geno, who we love. They are technically a separate studio under Twin Engine, who are the producers.
Hey.
I always kind of feel like Geno Studio is Twin Engine's internal studio. If Twin Engine go, we want to make something that's really cool, they get Geno Studio to do it.
Gotcha.
So they did Golden Kamuy, Kokoku, Buchigeri, and so on over the last few years. They're predominantly, they kind of just pop up whenever Geno Studio, whenever Twin Engine really want to do something.
And whenever Twin Engine really want to do something, it's generally something
really good. Yeah.
It's a bit crazy and just, it's a ride. So
yeah. So this one is going to be on a pretty wide set of platforms. It's going to be Anime Digital Network in France, Anime Onagai in South America, Amazon Prime Video Japan, Bilibili China, and Bilibili Global. This likely means it will be High Dive for Western audiences or Amazon. So either or, we'll have to see. So this is set in an alternative timeline. It's set in 2023, the Forma, a miraculous smart thread technology developed to treat a massive outbreak of viral encephalitis, which is brain inflammation. Basically, think of it as like a integrated technology into people's heads, which looks after their brains and stops it inflaming it, but also has like internet connectivity. So it's like augmented reality overlap, if that makes sense. A lot of the idea of like, having cyber viruses in like the old stories and like cyberpunk ideas. This was developed to treat a massive outbreak of viral encephalitis and has become an integral part of daily life. But these convenient devices come with an invasive drawback. They record every sight, sound, and even the emotion the users experience. So it's basically like if Facebook made the Neuralink.
Oh, God.
Everything that you did, saw, interacted, shared would be part of their, their privacy policy.
No to Zuckerberg.
So because of this, electronic investigators have been established. And in this story, electric investigator Echika Haida dives into people's memories via the Forma system and hunts for evidence to solve the toughest crimes as part of her daily work.
They look for if you've said a bad word on Facebook.
Yeah. The problem is she's so good at what she does that her assistants literally fry their brains trying to keep up with her. After putting one too many aides in the hospital, the top brass finally furnish her with a partner on her level, a brilliant yet cheeky android named Harold Lucraft. Does this unlikely duo have what it takes to resolve their mutual suspicions and avert a deadly technological infection from sweeping the globe? So yeah, it's very kind of like mix like cyberpunk with like 2023 world aesthetics and then put it into like a mystery detective show.
Could be fun.
Yeah. So I'm pretty keen on this. I think this will actually be really good. I could be wrong. They could completely fluff it. And, we've seen that before. There have been several sci-fi shows where I'm like, wow, this looks amazing. I watched the first 3 episodes and went, you had so much opportunity and you ruined it.
Sci-fi's a bit of a
I hope I'm wrong, because if this is a light novel and it has a short title, it might actually be good. It doesn't have to sell it on a dumb title.
The last boss reveals, fool, I had the long title all along. It's an episode
The
of them
long title is
fighting
for the
title.
sequel.
No, the long title was the journey we had along the way.
That's Journey.
It is. Anyway, this one, as I said, hasn't got a lot of places listed yet. But ADN for France, Anime Onagai for South America, Amazon Prime Video Japan, Bilibili. Wednesdays, 11:45 p.m. it airs on Japanese TV. And we suspect 12 episodes. I'm not sure, but yeah.
Yeah, we're a bit early on things this time, so haven't got all the information yet.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Next up is Emma's pick. This is Sword of the Demon Hunter. Now, when I first saw this, I thought, is this a knockoff of Demon Slayer? There is a lot of similar elements to it, but it is a different story. Firstly, it doesn't have Michael Jackson in it.
Doesn't have the tiny small in the bag.
No, well, not in a bag.
Tiny small in the bag.
Is it in a box?
He has a sister who I believe is half demon, or has a demon eye. This is set in the Edo period, and there was a shrine made. No, look. There are plenty of mangas out there with people hunting demons in the Edo period. It's just that Demon Slayer
With their sister who is half demon, yes.
Anyway, there was a shrine maiden called Itshikihime in the mountain village of Kodono. Jinta is a wandering orphan who, along with his younger sister Suzune, drifted into the village and grew up to become the shrine maiden's guardian. So you've got 3 characters here. One of them does not wear a boar head. 2 of them do. No, I'm kidding.
One of them wears a bird head.
Season 3, bring it on.
Yes.
They venture into the forest to defeat a mysterious demon who speaks. Jinta ventures into the forest to defeat a mysterious demon who speaks to him of the far future and the threat of a demon god returning. This begins an epic supernatural historical fantasy series that follows a demon hunter through a century-spanning journey from the Edo to the Heisei period, all the while questioning his wielding of a sword. So my understanding from the trailer is that basically, 2 orphans get adopted by a temple. They are charged with looking after the priestess. The priestess needs to be protected to prevent the demon lord coming back, essentially.
Okay.
That's my understanding from the trailer.
And
The sister, I'm assuming, loses her eye at some point and they supplant an eye into her from a demon, or she gets poisoned by a demon akin to Demon Slayer. I haven't read this. It's based on a novel, though. Like a thick book, not a light novel, not a manga, not any other prior one. This is like a traditional Japanese novel from, I think it was... 1970, 1960. So it's pretty old, is my understanding. I could be wrong. I do apologize. I've only been able to kind of get a little bit of info on this.
The idea that it'll span over a century of history as well
Is really cool.
There's a lot to work with there.
Yeah. And like, you know, if it could be that, you know, they use the demons to extend their life or something like that. Like, there's a lot of possibilities this could go.
I kind of have this image in my head of, you know, you've got the, temple in the middle of the woods, and then over time it's just surrounded by suburbs.
Oh, I was wrong. This is not the one I was thinking of. This was serialized online between 2013 and 2016. It was on the user-generated novel website Arcadia.
Oh.
So it later then moved to official website once signing a deal. The show's Setsuka ni Naro website.
Kind of like a webcomic thing?
Well, I want to say like not a fan fiction, because obviously it's not about something else, but like an amateur writing website where people wrote stories and then they were provided with a proper approval. It then received a manga adaptation in 2021 and has been collected in 7 tankobon volumes. The original novel series and manga adaptation are licensed by 7 Seas. The original book has been published into 14 volumes running from June 2019 to 2023 in physical print.
All right.
So, yeah, like, okay, I'm wrong. I do apologize. There's something else this season which is based on an old novel, or maybe that was that last season and I'm getting my fingers crossed. My brain crossed.
Can I get you a coffee?
Coffee?
I've already had 2 in like the hour before the show. It's bad.
Oh no.
What you need is like the 1960s Coca-Cola with the cocaine still in it. Can we still say that? No.
Probably not.
Bleep me. Sorry.
Either way, this is going to be a 2-core anime. I don't know if it's back to back, but I do know that it is meant to run for 2 cores, so 24 or 26 episodes. It's premieres with a 1-hour special as well. I suspect this might be like the Demon Slayer series for like the one that replaces Demon Slayer, because Demon Slayer's got 3 films and then it's done.
So this is going to be the Dark Souls 3 of Demon Slayers.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, if any gamer out there wants to translate that, I don't know.
It's going to air on High Dive, ADN France, Anyone Asia for Hong Kong, Bilibili China, and Bilibili Global. Again, likely more to be announced in the coming weeks. A lot of we have found like not Any1, but Any Plus tend to get their releases about the second week of the show, because then they have to obviously put it into like different languages in Southeast Asia for subtitles, so they have a bit of a delay on that.
Starting with a 1-hour special. That is...
Yeah. This has been done by Yokohama Animation Lab. They did The New Gate, which I haven't watched, but whenever I was looking for the Gate manga, The New Gate kept coming up. Okay. So, yep, that's been running for a long time. They did The Genius Prince, which was funny. That's the one where he's like really intelligent and like everyone like is trying to thwart him, and he's trying to fail. He's trying to run the kingdom under, but people are dumber than he estimates,
and so he keeps accidentally succeeding. Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, and then there's also The Witch and the Beast, which was a few years back as well. It wasn't big, but it's fairly popular as far as what I know, as far as rankings go for their work. Yokohama don't have a lot of like massive hits so far, so this could be the show which kind of elevates them to like a higher level of prevalence and knowledge. Either way, this is action, adventure, fantasy, historical, psychological, supernatural. So it's going to play with a lot of areas here. It sounds like it could be good. I'm feeling kind of Dororo-like vibes for like the storytelling of, you know, you got to keep going on and finding like the next lead that takes you on to finding where this person is.
I hope that its style and stuff aren't too much like Demon Slayer.
They're not. They're not. They're a bit more kind of...
Because that's a bit unfortunate, the similarities.
Yeah, like the art style is definitely a lot more sort of washed out than Demon Slayer, I find. And it's got like a lot of the similar like big, fiery colors, dark shadows, Edo period. It makes sense. Like it's definitely all about, that period, which is what Demon Slayer has really established. But the style of it is very pretty, and I think this will be good. It's easy enough to tell it apart from Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer's got those very sort of
bombastic
well,
kind of
not
colours.
even that. I was going to say like they have very sort of like harsh lines around the characters when you look at it.
It's very
compared to
high
this art style.
contrast.
Yeah.
Same demon eyes though.
I mean, that's kind of a standard thing because the demon eye idea is based off the Kyuubi's eyes.
Okay.
So, and what's the name of the traditional fox demon? The fox spirit. Yeah. My brain's gone completely blank. It was literally on a quiz
Kitsune?
night before. Kitsune, yeah, yeah. So a lot of the ideas have stretched from the fox eye.
Okay.
To go towards demons. But yeah, there you go. See what I mean? Like she's got that weird eye, but it's not really explained why, at least in the trailer.
She doesn't fit in a box.
Yeah, she doesn't. She doesn't. She fits in an injury. So there you go, in a bandage. So yeah, and also in the trailer it does show you like the fact that they grow up through it, so they're not kids for the entire story either.
Okay, good.
Which is good. So we know they'll at least get to teenagers and then maybe to adults as part of this storyline in the first season. The question is where it goes after that, because obviously if it's a 100-year journey, at what age does the priestess pass away? Does the guy find a way to slow the aging process so that he can still be able to combat into 100 year of age?
Or are they just ancient old people fighting demons?
Can you imagine
I
that?
love that though.
They're old people in the retirement home and the demon is also an old person in the retirement home, and it's like, I beat you finally, and they're playing backgammon.
Why does that feel like something that would happen in Naruto?
Yeah, I know, right?
Back in my day, I would have pulled a sword on you.
Anyway, 1 hour special, 2 cores. Not sure if they're back to back or split, but we do know there's at least 24 episodes coming this year. So
Looks shiny.
Yeah, looks shiny. Looks interesting.
Looks like Demon Slayer.
I think it's gonna honestly, like, not to poo-poo Demon Slayer, but I think this might actually be better for like the more mature audiences. I feel like this is definitely more seinen oriented rather than shonen. So that to me is quite compelling because don't get me wrong, I do enjoy shonen anime as well, but I really enjoy a lot of seinen anime that comes out. We get some really interesting stories. I prefer a mature cast so that we can kind of get rid of all of some of the childish ideals that regularly show up in those things, and I understand why they're there. They're for
They all
a
have
young
their
audience.
place and their audience. Everyone's to each their own.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll just judge some of you for it.
Yeah. That being said, like, most people don't learn to communicate properly until much later in life, or not at all. So, yeah, like me being angry, going, just talk to the person, and them going, no, I can't do that. Just talk to the person. Yeah, I know, right? Anyway, we have one more. You get a lucky number 11 because we go one further. This season, this is going to be like the anime of the year. It's Tifa's pick. It's called Koupen-chan. It is a short form anime about Koupen-chan, an adorable baby emperor penguin who spreads positivity and cheer.
Tifa, what the hell?
It's so cute. It's a penguin.
It's a chibi penguin. It's adorable.
It's a penguin.
Yeah. Look, this is definitely a kid's show, but like the funniest thing is that the studio that's doing this, L'Esprit, who has done like 5 kids shows and 1 normal show, which is called How Clumsy Are You, Miss Ueno from 2019. All of their trailers have like max 10,000 views. This is 500,000 views.
Okay.
So cute.
So is this just going to be Japanese Bluey? Because I'm okay with that.
I mean, I hope so.
Yeah, maybe.
That's-
Well, I think that Bluey has more of a story. Like each episode is like a lesson that you learn. This is just penguin, cute, on screen, 10 minutes. Good.
I don't think it's even going to be 10 minutes. I think it's going to be 2 minutes because it airs at
Yeah,
8:28 on a Sunday.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, this is definitely aimed at the kids. And
It's so cute.
It's so cute.
Tifa,
So
what the hell?
I want this to go viral, people. Like,
He looks so fluffy. They managed to make him look so fluffy.
There
and
is only one
adorable
voice
and
actor.
yeah.
There is no supporting cast. It is one lady playing the penguin.
Okay. What
Yep.
the hell, Tifa?
No. Tifa has picked the anime of the year, and
Hell yeah.
well done. Yes.
I'll wait and see. Are we watching this?
I don't know how we can. It hasn't got any streaming partners. It's airing on Japanese TV in the kids block. Come on.
Like,
Oh, so
Kenny, I
straight to
sent
Amazon.
the trailer in the group chat. You got to look at it. It's so cute.
Yeah.
All right.
So as Kenny rightly pointed out, this will be on Amazon's premium anime service. But look, in all seriousness, this does look very cute. If we can find a way to watch it, we will, and we'll review it. There are some other series of note we do need to touch on this season. Obviously, Fire Force Season 3 is coming back.
Hey.
That's going to be big. This ends the series, I believe, and then it leads directly into Soul Eater, technically. So that'd be good. There is a One Piece spin-off, which I didn't even know existed despite being a One Piece reader, called One Piece in Love. It's
Yes,
a
I
12-episode
saw
run. I don't think it's got any of the One Piece characters in it other than what looks like a knockoff of Going Merry, which I'm okay with.
Or did they find Going Merry? No, wait.
No, Going Merry burnt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kenny.
Don't make me relive that. There's
You are
My
now
Hero.
thinking
No,
of-
there is My Hero Academia Vigilantes finally dropping as well. That'll be good. For everyone who's watched My Hero Academia, this is darker than the standard series. It's much more akin to like the last 2 seasons. Like it's full on. So like there's a lot in it. It's good, and it is still obviously the My Hero Academia vibe, but it was written by someone else. So yeah. Then there's the Gundam GQX, whatever. I can't. Yeah.
How many
There's a lot
E's?
of like, yeah.
There's a lot of U's in it, yeah. It's
Yeah.
GQX. That was a film that was recently done, and they had Anno from Evangelion as the director of it. This is now being adapted into a series instead. So it's got
Is
the
the
film
series-
version and a series.
The series is basically just everyone trying to say the title.
Yes. Or having a stroke.
Yes. That was going to be my excuse. I was not feeling 100% before I first arrived here. And my excuse was going to be that I tried to read out the title of this anime and had a stroke.
Yeah.
Because what the hell?
And then
It's almost longer than a light novel title.
There is 2 interesting ones. There's To Be Hero X, which is like to be the hero named X, if that makes sense. This looks really weird. It's kind of a mix between CG and bombastic animation. It's kind of like a hero competition. Think Tiger and Bunny would probably be the nearest thing I could think of to it from what I saw of the trailer.
All right.
But it swaps between CG, like highly stylized CG, and then like JoJo Bizarre Adventure hypercolor. Like,
Okay.
it looks utterly nuts.
That's so
like it's an
random.
acid drip trip.
Oh, I think I did see the trailer
Yeah.
for this. Very, very pretty boy superhero and a guy with a sword.
Yeah, this could be amazing. It could also be an absolute dog's breakfast. So we'll see. Now, the last one we want to quickly touch on is Moonrise. This is Netflix's anime one. This is the one I sent you last night. And you couldn't stop laughing about the guy's name.
Yeah.
The main characters' names are very Western, and it just feels so weird hearing it in the Japanese language.
Sort of Western. It's like someone's idea of what a Western name sounds like based on context clues.
Yeah, like it's
The main villain's name is Bob Skylum.
yeah, Bob Skylander.
I will get you, Bob.
It's basically a sci-fi set on the moon. The moon has its own colony, and they basically decide that they're going to be separationist or something. So the main protagonist is called Jack. He's caught in a terrorist bombing, loses his family to the Moon Rebels, and vows revenge. But
Rebels.
it looks really good. It's being done by Wit Studio, so
Like,
that's
yeah.
why it's probably worth a check.
Animation for
Okay.
it looks
Yeah.
interesting. The tech looks fascinating.
And it's original.
The bad guy's name is Bob.
Yeah.
And he serves the Emperor Jeff, I guess. His stormtroopers are called the Blokes.
He's making all of this up, by the way, other than Bob.
Are you sure?
Anyway, there's a lot to check out this season. These are the ones we're kind of interested in and are keeping an eye on, but there might be others that pop up during the season. This often happens to us where we've been watching something else in the season, miss something entirely halfway through, it's going bombastic and everyone loves it. So we will keep an eye on it, but drop anything in the comments you think is going to be big, aside from those obvious harem ones. Come on, guys. Harem isekai
There's
is...
so bloody many
There's
of
so
them.
many. There's 10 this season, like that I've found, and that's because because I stopped looking.
And so many of those ones that just sort of made it past the censors.
Yeah, well, there's two that made it past the censors. It's because spring is the time of love.
And other things,
And
I
other
guess.
things, yes. Anyway, we'll kick on from here because we're getting, quite late in the show. Let's go season in review time.
Kawaii-Fi Radio.
Why do we watch that?
Definitely in my top 5.
Season in review.
I didn't find the penguin one, but I sent something else to the group chat, which you guys will have to see later.
I have
I
concerns.
sent a GIF, and the GIF is a reply to the penguin one, so you could just click on the reply and watch the penguin.
I suppose I
Watch the
could.
penguin kitty.
Oh, love you, Tifa. Anyway, season in review. It is, last season was pretty good. There was a lot to watch. We unfortunately didn't get to watch most of it because it's just been a bit, wow, Kenny's really kind of like tripping out over how cute this penguin is.
Oh, no, it's the Morbius trailer. I'm watching the penguin now.
It auto went onto the Morbius trailer.
That's my homepage.
Kenny
is the
just has
Morbius
it
trailer.
set so all of the ads are just Morbius trailer.
Just morbing.
Just when he said it's morbing time, it changed my life.
Okay, let's quickly dash through the season in review. There were a lot of good shows this season. The one that all of us can highly recommend is Sakamoto Days. Like,
Hell yeah.
if you read the manga, you will be aware that the animation is not as high quality as the manga. That was never going to be the case, guys. Get off the high horse. Come on. Like, it was never going to happen. They've done a really good job with Sakamoto Days. Like, it has got the right vibe. It's got the right speed of everything. The storytelling's well. The pacing's good. The characters are fun and they're well crafted. It is disappointing that the art style isn't higher, but we weren't going to get that with the studio it went to. So
A mate of mine watched it and had such an odd take. It was that the way the colors are, the way, you've got the light and the textures of everything, the way it's all drawn, he was convinced for a short time that it was in the same universe as One Punch Man.
I mean,
And it's been hard to get that out of my head.
I can kind of see what he's saying, artistically, but yeah.
There's little quirks. I see where he's coming from at the same time, almost.
no. I can see where you're coming from, but no. But look, Sakamoto Days, great fun. If you haven't heard of it, it's about a former really good assassin who falls in love and starts running his own shop, and suddenly someone's put a hit out on him and hijinks ensue. But he now has a rule. He can't kill anyone. His wife tells him off if he does. She will divorce him, she says.
It's just also the thing how he's gone from this hardened, chiseled looking assassin to dad.
Sakamoto got fat in the trailer. So good.
I love it.
He became Pudgy Panda Man, which is awesome.
I've got a Sakamoto Days bag that I got from Japan as well. Like, they had a big exhibit in what was the gacha place, Tifa? Sunshine City Mall or?
Oh yeah.
Sunshine Mall.
City.
So I went there with Tojiko, one of our Patreons, on a group tour day, and they've got like a massive is it Bandai Namco World there? I think it is. It's huge.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
It is like gacha for days. Biggest gacha.
And they got a lot of big One Piece TCG in that area and all that.
Yeah, it's incredible. I never even knew it was there. And he was like, no, let's go here. It's in Ikebukuro. And it's it's amazing. Ikebukuro is nerd heaven. Like, never mind.
If you love
Akihabara.
Pokemon as well, go there.
Oh yeah, the hall has a Pokemon Center. The lines were out of the door because of the Pokemon trading cards.
Crazy.
And also it being a public holiday. And they have Pokemon figures throughout the mall. On the second level. It's really cute.
Damn, is there just places to take virtual tours of these?
Pretty much, yeah.
Neat.
Yeah.
Someone throw it out at me.
Yeah, well, it's called YouTube.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, that is actually true. People literally just strap a camera to themselves and they'll walk around.
No commentary.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's good. It's really good to kind of get a vibe of the area too.
No, I dig it. I'll have to give that a look.
But the one when I went last time was the only time I've ever seen the Pokemon Cafe at Ikebukuro in Sunshine City Mall empty. There was no one there, and my mum and I just walked in and got our stuff, and there was no one there. And that's never happened middle of the day before.
Wow.
Was there an earthquake or something? What the hell?
No,
Or it was probably the middle
really
of a busy
weird.
period. Yeah.
Perhaps.
Who knows? Either way, Sakamoto Days, brilliant. Go watch it.
Yeah, how do we go? There we are.
Yeah. 12 episodes finished now. I believe season 2 will be coming. There is enough manga, and it's popular enough. It will do it.
It's fun.
Let's go to the original of the season, Zenshu, because Zenshu is wow.
It's a reincarnation anime, but
In a way, yeah. It's. I don't think she's died. I think she's just in the hospital. I genuinely. I haven't finished it yet, so no spoilers. I've still got one episode
simply
left.
tripping balls.
I mean, she had a clam which was off. Zenshu is about a girl who's like a prodigy mangaka, writer, creator, and animator, and then she has some food that's
Eats a
bad,
clam, yes.
and then wakes up inside the favorite story of her youth.
Yes, it's not even that she wakes up in one of her own or a current one. It's that she wakes up in a much beloved older movie.
Oh, and this is one where the dub is phenomenal. So this is done by Mappa. The lady they've got doing the dub for the main character, like I've heard her in other shows, and she has never been as good as this. She knocks it out the park. Like this is like a crowning achievement of voice acting.
Thing is, she's sent to this other world. It's very, very fantasy-esque, monsters everywhere. They will eat you. And she has her power. She has her own individual power. She doesn't just like appear with a sword or anything. No, she has to draw things into existence to fight these monsters.
And however long it would actually take her to draw that in real life is how long she passes out for. She's like, if I drew that sequence in real life, it would have made me fall asleep. Like it would have taken me 3 days. And it's like, well, you slept for 3 days. Oh.
Which is interesting. I was wondering if they were going to do like a commentary on the mangaka community.
Yeah, well, considering this has been developed at Mappa.
How did they get this past the big wigs?
Good question. I didn't tell them.
Interesting.
But yeah, look, Zenshu's phenomenal. Go watch it. Crunchyroll? Crunchyroll. Actually, I think everything we've got is on Crunchyroll this season, except for Apothecary.
Pretty much where I've been getting it.
Yeah.
I think Apothecary is on Crunchyroll as well.
Oh, it is Crunchyroll as well as Netflix. So, well, let's do that next. Emma's pick is obviously Apothecary Diaries Season 2. It's still ongoing.
It's fun.
We've just had the amazing frog scene. Everyone is anyone who read the manga knows what that is. It is a major turning point in the story. The frog was MVP for last week, and then he'll be MVP this week. But it won't be the same frog.
The frog was the emperor all along.
But Apothecary Diaries, it's beautiful. This is very much like one that's popular with more of the female demographic than the male, but like it's good.
I'm still slightly annoyed by it.
Why?
It's got past me that it's a Sherlock Holmes one. I didn't realize until much later.
I mean, yeah.
It totally is.
I mean, yeah.
Oh,
and
Kenny.
Like, it's just
like Kenny, like I don't know if you're aware, but your Forma is this season Sherlock Holmes.
God.
So, for those playing at home, every season there is a Sherlock Holmes adjacent anime where it is just basically Sherlock and Watson.
Yeah,
a wacky duo who go out and find mysteries and solve them. But yeah, Apothecary Diaries is
I shouldn't find that so annoying, but I do. They're always great. They're
always
consistently good, but at the same time,
yeah. So Apothecary Diaries is about a girl called Mao who, well, Mao, but it's set in China during the kind of like imperial era, and she's brought in to be like a food taster and apothecary for them eventually. It's more of a story to that, but that's where it ends up.
she's sort of kidnapped and brought in there just to be a regular servant of the imperial palace.
And then they realize that, she actually has a lot of knowledge because her dad was an apothecary and all that. But there's a whole overarching story in it to do with her relationship with some of the would be the castle?
well,
There's the concubines, there's, the emperor's family, there's the ladies in waiting, there's the assistants and servitors, there's a lot of people involved in this. Everyone who makes the empire, the imperial palace work.
you get rather an education on how the court of China worked.
Yeah. And it's really good. Like, it's exceptionally well drawn. Season 1 was good. Season 2, they've just knocked it out of the park with the art. It's phenomenal. Netflix, Crunchyroll, go and watch it. Like, this is like one of Emma's favorite animes.
It's a good one.
Yeah. Tifa, you were watching Solo Leveling Season 2. Is good?
It's good.
I haven't heard many people talking about it.
I think. Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's surprising
I've heard
because I
everyone talking
think
about it.
everyone's been talking about it. Most controversial things. Wow, man shows emotion. Controversy.
No way.
Like, literally, I don't know what people think this show is meant to be. Like, I get that it's kind of a power fantasy, sort of, and, like, we're playing into that because it's like, oh, guy who has, like, no power, really weak at dungeons, suddenly gets the opportunity to level up and be better, basically, which shouldn't be allowed to happen. But the beginning of this story in season 1 has always been he is doing this for his family. He's doing this for his sick mother. Like, that's the whole point. So when he gets to a point where he is, like, well-leveled enough and has power enough to do something that could be life-changing, that is emotional. Why do you not think it's supposed to be emotional?
Right?
Like, that's the whole point of the story. And I'm very confused as to why
That's
people
kind of
would...
the heart of it all.
Incels.
Well, yes, because everyone's just like, oh, he, like, it was...
He got
one of
emotional
the
because
most...
he finally got the tear thing. Oh my god! Wow! Oh,
Yeah,
why
like
is he so
it was
emotional?
the most downvoted episode on Crunchyroll because he
What is
shows
wrong with you
emotion.
people?
I know. And it's like one of the like best episodes too.
Yeah.
It's really good in terms of story writing. But
Yeah.
this season does miss out some of the parts of the like original novel, and it kind of gets a little bit like they're fast forwarding in the beginning a little bit. But
Does it
the
skip
fight
a fair bit of
sequences-
the tower challenge?
Well, it's not really. It's more like there's a lot of internal conflict that obviously you skip over. And even with like last season, a lot of like the dungeon battles, like there is a lot that
there is.
the original goes through, but they obviously shorten it down so you see the key ones basically,
Yeah.
which is fine. Like
So
I
they're
get
kind
it.
of like
but, yeah.
glossing over what's going on in the background with like all the Hunters
Yeah.
Institutes and all that, and that'll all come into play later.
Yeah.
fair
So I
enough.
think it's more they're just like moving things around, and it's fine. It works for the anime. It's just like there's some bits that I liked that I would have liked to see, kind of a thing. But it has been one of the most watched and one of the most like controversial ones because everyone's just talking about that, and it's like a lot of people from South Korea especially, I think it was, that were really like uploading videos and discussing this, like, because obviously it is a Korean original. So but
Oh, sorry,
I
it was a
think
novel before
still
that,
pretty
wasn't it?
good.
Yeah. But
Yeah, it was a novel, and then it was manhwa, and then it was this.
It's huge over there.
It is. I was reading the manhwa when it was coming out, and it was fantastic. so-
I've been enjoying the abridged series.
Of course you have. Well, Solo Leveling's Crunchyroll as well, isn't it? So, yeah, definitely check it out if you do like those sort of like power fantasy stories. It's good. Like it's well balanced, as all things should be. So, let's talk about Aaron's pick. This is the Red Ranger is Isekai to Another World.
Right, that's right.
It's actually brilliant.
It's practically everything you expect it to be, and it does it well enough. It's just
Yeah, it's
more isekai.
So yeah, the Red Ranger becomes an adventurer in another world. He has been in the final battle, of the evil organization. He's then killed to like win, basically. So he thought he'd lost his life, but he's then teleported into a fantasy world with all of his Super Sentai powers in his power, including summoning the Zords. It's just like, I'm sorry, what?
I also just love that he'll do the pose and then there's the explosion behind him and everyone's just like, what the hell was that?
Yeah, like everyone's very like everything that happens in those type of things that we find very like, they're cinematic events, they're not real events. Like the explosions or where is that light coming from and so forth. Like he's in a spotlight and it's like, where's the light coming from? It's like, where did that robot come from? It's very aware of it, and like everyone else is like, pointing it out. Like there's one episode where he's in a dungeon with the girl companion who he's ended up with, who's constantly confused by him, and she's a smart person. She's looking for smart, intelligent people to join her team to set up an adventuring party. And there's two people who laid a trap for them, and then during that trap, they end up having to team up. And he's like, no, we need to use the power of friendship to power the gun. You don't believe it enough. That's why the gun failed to defeat this monster. Believe in the power of friendship. It's just like, no. And they're just like, ah. It's so cringy, but so good. Like, highly recommend it. It's really goofy. It's self-aware. It does a good job. But that was Aaron's pick for the season. He hasn't stopped watching it.
If you were big on the kind of the Power Rangers and the Super Sentai stuff, this is a good little comedy riff.
Yeah, like if you like Go Loser Ranger, this is a light, goofy take on it. But yeah, highly recommend it. Good watch. Very funny. Pretty sure that's Crunchyroll as well. Last one on the list is Girumasu, also known as I may be a guild receptionist, but I'll solo any boss to clock out on time. Yes, it is from a light novel. Yes, the name is too long, but it's good. It is quite good.
It was fun.
It was good fun. I enjoyed it. We finished watching it last night. The ending was a little bit like, but hopefully there's a second season and they can get past that, because yeah, the end, like, don't get me wrong, the ending of the story was good for the anime. It's just I found like the way they kind of did things at the end incredibly cringe, with all the characters getting together and all that. The good news is that it was adapted by Cloverworks, and that's why the animation's exceptionally well done. The story is just basically a girl, she decides to become a receptionist at the guild for a stable job, but adventurers keep stuffing things up or not taking out bosses, leaving her with heaps of overtime to do all the paperwork for it. Turns out that she was given a skill, and she goes and solos a boss. So then some other adventurers spot her during that, because she's so annoyed with all the overtime this boss is causing. But obviously, you know, once you clear one dungeon, a new dungeon opens up. So there's more paperwork again. And the story kind of evolves from there. It's really good fun. There's a whole thing around trying to, I'm assuming, resurrect a dark god as part of like the background meta of it. Some of the villainous characters are genuinely villainous. They're not just kind of like, oh, they could be a villain. It's like, that guy's a creep. I guess not like.
There are rather a lot of those in this show. It's like,
and they get their comeuppance as well. So it's good. So the characters are good. It doesn't really cut any corners, but it's, I just wish they hadn't tried to be all heartfelt at the end of the last episode, because it doesn't fit it. Also, the main character is completely a tsundere in like a good way. Like her goals are to have an easy life and to, you know, go home on time and have stable income. So she's like, I wanted to buy a house. That's why I didn't become an adventurer. It's like,
that's fair.
Reasonable.
So, yeah. But yeah, it's really good. Highly recommend it. It's good fun, and it's well animated. The story and pacing is well handled as well. So you're not going to have any worries with that. Anyway, Crunchyroll as well for that one. If we've missed one of your picks for this season, and it's very possible there were a lot of good shows this season. I wish I had had more time to watch Dad's Been Reincarnated. That is brilliant. But pot it down in the comment section over on YouTube or over on socials. YouTube. Yes. With that, let's quickly wrap up by going through the anime news.
Kawaii-Fi.
Tonight on Anime Communique.
Great story, compelling and rich.
Nothing brings ratings up like a little controversy.
All right. Let's kick off with controversy. We have 3 to talk about.
Oh, joy.
First one is that there is a live-action Zelda film, and it's got an open date. We talked about this before, as Tifa reminded us about a year ago. It has now officially got a release date. Worldwide release, March 26, 2027.
I was kind of hoping this one was going to get cancelled.
Yeah, Nintendo's financing over 50% of the production, with Sony also co-financing. With Nintendo having over 50% of the financing, that means that they have the final say.
Yes, but also Sony's involved.
Yeah, Sony's is involved. Director is the director of Maze Runner, Wes Ball, and franchise co-creator, Nintendo representative director and Nintendo fellow, Shigeru Miyamoto is the producer of the film. So that gives me a hint of hope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They also have Avi Arad as well.
Oh,
who
no.
is the...
I know that name.
Is he the Morbius producer?
He's
I think he's the Morbius producer.
He's from Arid Productions, which is the executive producer of Silver Surfer TV series and Spider-Man Unlimited, the cartoons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I know him from somewhere else.
Derek Connolly is from Jurassic World is writing the script.
From Jurassic World.
Yeah. Kong Skull Island, live action, Pokemon Detective Pikachu as the scriptwriter on all of those. So, okay. Maybe. Maybe not, but maybe. Look, this says it won't be Morbius, but it might not be, Detective Pikachu.
I think we just have to kind of wait and see. There's not as much that we can.
Yeah. So Sony will be responsible for distribution. Considering that this is the same sort of situation as when Nintendo did Detective Pikachu, they co-did it with Sony as the secondary production partner. I imagine this could be okay at the worst. It could be exceptional at best, but it could be just okay, middling.
And we don't have a cast list or anything.
We do not have a cast list. We don't have anyone else listed on it. The only details we have of it is the fact that it has been in the works for quite a while and that it's been teased for quite a while as well. Adi Shankar was originally in the talks to produce it, and I love Adi Shankar. He's the one who did your favorite Netflix animated series, Castlevania.
That's not. I liked the first one.
Okay, but he also did Devil May Cry, the new one, which has just come out. That's something we should have mentioned as well. But he's also did like stuff for Godzilla and other stuff. He's as a director, I really like him. He's a good dude. Either way, let's move on. That could go either way. We'll see. 1964's Astro Boy, the hero of space anime film, has been fully colorized using AI. So Tezuka Productions was involved in this. NHK Broadcast did not specify if the process used generative AI or if it just used color AI. So like telling it these parts need to be identified as this. I don't believe it's generative AI because Tezuka Productions have previously come out and boo-booed AI as they should.
Fair enough.
So maybe this is a case of using it to correct damage to the original based off the artwork that they already have.
Look, using AI for stuff like that as a support role.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So
generative AI I'm not allowed to say any of those words.
Yeah. The film compiles the first Astro Boy television series episodes 6, 56, and 71 with footage of the first 3 episodes along with additional. So this was like quite old content that they used originally. As a result, it originally ran in theaters in 1964 with a mix of both monochrome and color. So using this, the color of the original manga were used as reference for the parts that were not originally in color, and the restoration also enhances the color in all scenes. So this will make it more modernized. Now, they've used AI-based restoration techniques, but never specified that it was generative AI, which is what we don't like. AI has good uses. Replacing artists is not one of them.
Definitely
Replacing writers or creatives or musicians is not one of them. If it's used to repair damaged content, colorize images from old time, sure, that's fine. I can get behind that.
Yeah,
But don't take people's jobs away. This doesn't sound like it took jobs away. It said... So Tezuka did not mention the use of AI in its description. NHK later explained that it was using that fully colorized and restoration techniques that utilize AI. Not used exclusively, utilized. So maybe they used it for parts of the film which were too grainy or damaged for them to accurately color blot. There could be ways around this. We'll know more about it once it comes out. It's the first animated feature from the Astro Boy franchise, so it has quite a historic reason to be around. It is still available in the mixed color version as well, so where it's in black and white and colorized in some parts. But let's move on to AI, because the Ghibli AI rubbish that's been going around on Facebook this past week has been driving
everywhere.
us nuts.
Just not even just
it.
Facebook. It's...
So let's clear up a couple of things. This has come at the time when Princess Mononoke's 4K restoration has gone back into US cinemas. It opened at number 6 on the US box office this weekend. So that tells you the state of the US box office.
That's kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that it's also just in IMAX cinemas and there's not very many of them at all to make that much is actually crazy.
Well,
wow.
it's actually it's screened in 330 theaters. So it didn't just go in IMAX. It also went to standard theaters, but not standard. Like, you know, the one that's IMAX but not licensed. The other one,
mega big screen.
It earned $4 million US just on the weekend. So
very nice.
Good work, Ghibli. This was a brilliant decision.
For a re-release, that is fantastic.
So but because of this, more and more people are using this bloody Ghibli filter. Now,
did this cause that?
No, but it's put it more in people's minds, and it's been the Ghibli filter AI thing has been around for a while. People don't seem to realize that it's not a new thing. It was I think released 6 months or 3 months ago, but it's come to prominence now because.
And we say prominence, we more just mean everyone spamming it everywhere.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I could stand this AI stuff if it were, you know, a little more, what would be the word, selective? Or just, if it were rare.
Yeah.
Whenever this kind of thing happens, it is just a flood of nonsense.
Yeah.
It's not just a few pieces, it's hundreds.
We're just sick of AI shovel dirt. Like, it's junk. We don't, like... Come on. But the thing which I think is most frustrating, and you will see this online, of someone claiming they have been sent a cease and desist by Studio Ghibli to, like, shut it down. Firstly, he made that letter himself to get attention for the fact that he alleges he was the person who did it. Also, if it's a copyright thing, they have every right to sue him because according to that letter he wrote, his company is named Ghibli Studio LLC.
Oh.
So hopefully, if that is the real name, Ghibli do sue him. Because
I'm getting reminded of a certain Glaswegian Wonka experience.
So am I. So either way, stop supporting the junk. Stop belittling the art. Like,
yeah, I think
I have like zero willingness to do anything with AI. I found. Like, I've just, my previous job was working for the government, and in my department, we had the Department of Artificial Intelligence, the National AI Center. I hate AI with a passion, having worked with that. Like, the people in the team are great. The people who are sending in all of their information and the companies we have to talk about are dogs. They're just looking to profiteer off other people's stuff. Not a fan of it. There are good uses for AI, such as massive data sets, like the massive space telescope we've got opening, the radio telescope, the Square Kilometre Array, which is opening north of here in the WA Outback.
It's gorgeous.
It's a beautiful piece of work. It's going to be taking down terabytes of data every second. No human has the power to go and process that. They're using AI. That is a great use for it. Using AI to find early signs in people's genes that they are, exposed to breast cancer and to other things. That is a good use for it. Using it to find that people have, I don't know, using it for medical reasons, using it for research, for science, for
more AI and STEM. That's what we want.
Use it for good things. Don't use it to take away people's incomes in the creative industry who already get paid nothing because people are too lazy and don't want to pay for art.
I mean, let's also face it, a lot of the people who are using this sort of thing for art, they aren't creative to begin with.
No.
So, yeah, there's a reason they're not in the creative industry.
Exactly. It's like...
I don't care if I'm hurting your feelings out there. Your art is terrible.
Your art isn't art. It's stolen. So,
yes.
yeah. Look, that
we
is...
have strong views on this sort of thing.
Yeah, and that's the line in the sand we're drawing, so let's move on. If you like AI, you're trash. Moving right along, Shangri-La Frontier is getting its third anime season. Season 2 ended on Saturday. Season 3 is likely next year. We don't have an exact date yet, but it hasn't announced production started yet.
It bears repeating, I'm just happy that Let Me Solo Her got his own anime.
Yeah. Either way, if you haven't watched it, it's really good. It's think Sword Art Online, but good.
Guy enters game world having played a lot of
trash
dumb,
games.
Terrible games, and so
asset flips.
He applies all of his game breaker knowledge from those to a good game and starts winning.
Yeah, really good, really well animated, really good soundtrack. Can recommend.
Great characters.
Yeah, a Toilet Bound Hanako-kun 2 has now been confirmed to also be getting a sequel as well in July, so 3 months from now. So that'd be Toilet Bound Hanako-kun 3, I guess. new season to air on Sundays at 4:30 p.m. They already have everything locked in. What's going on here, TBS?
Odd.
Popular show.
Yeah. Blue Box,
Kind of is.
which is the sports romance anime about a basketball player and a badminton boy, which me and Emma have been watching. It's really beautiful and it's really well paced.
Okay.
That's getting a second season. First season just finished up, 25 episode run. Don't have a date for the release yet. ReZero is getting a fourth anime season, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Third just finished. And
That one's never going to die, is it?
it will, but just not the main character because he can't. Third season's final episode aired on Wednesday. I believe it had an interrupted broadcast because of something that happened. The anime's 66th episode revealed a new cast member on Wednesday, which is like a little gremlin girl called Rui. So we don't know when the final part of this fourth season will come out. It did have to split it into two separate arcs with eight episodes per arc. And in manga news, Under Ninja Manga has gone on a 3-week hiatus. If you don't know Under Ninja, it's the weirdest thing I've watched and read for a long time.
It's drugs.
It's hilarious. Someone's not
fascinating.
taking it serious at all.
That's the thing. It's like they're not taking it seriously, but they're taking the fact that they're not taking it seriously very seriously.
They are.
If that made sense to any of you, if that didn't make sense, read the manga. You'll figure it out.
That's it. That's the anime news. See you in a moment.
Kawaii-Fi Radio.
I did say we were going to smash through it.
Yeah, we did.
It's probably like 9 o'clock for Tifa now. I want to wrap up soon
Quick
for
news.
her. So that's where we are going to leave things for this episode. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Next time, bread.
You sure?
I'm sure. We're going to do a bread run beforehand. We're going to get bread. We're going to sit in the studio and we're going to talk about bread.
You're very certain this
One
time.
of our Patreons has been asking for it for the longest time. It's Yati Take Japan, I think. It's an anime about doing a bakery. Aaron has a brilliant story about how this actually led to him becoming a baker. So we really want to talk about this. I think it's going to be a good laugh. And then after that, Beyblades. Not even kidding. So
Hell yeah.
yeah, let it rip.
I'm not autistic enough for this.
we got a Beyblade arena we're going to put in here for a little bit of an extra for that show. So
God.
it's going to be good fun.
You're not going to want to point microphones at that.
No, we are. It's ASMR apparently. So that's what we've got coming up. If you have enjoyed what you've heard, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Behind this like and subscribe buttons this week, I don't know. What did we have weird in this show?
A can of Coke.
A can of cola. There's a penguin. There is a penguin behind the like and subscribe button this week. It's cute, it's adorable, but we don't know when it will be broadcast to you. So click it anyway. Best of luck.
I still only get the Morbius trailer.
We're also on YouTube as well. If you're listening on just the audio version, you can see the video version, us goofing around. And if you would like to support the channel, there is also Patreon, where we have the pre-show, which is always us unhinged talking about daft stuff.
We talk about anything, and we are not forbidden by certain coarse language
it's
warnings.
uncensored and unabridged, if you will. If you would like to support the channel from $1 a month, you can. Big thank you to our Patreon subscribers who are looking out for us. We do have some more content in the works for you that is exclusive to Patreon coming soon, other than the pre-show. So we'll get that to you in a little while.
It's secret stuff.
Yeah. Now, if you would like to join the Kawaii-Fi community, social media, it's there. We're not on X Twitter anymore, but we're on all of the other usual platforms: Facebook, Insta, Discord, Threads, TikTok. Discord's a bit quiet. It's kind of the way it is, but the Patreon part of Discord is fairly active in the most part. That's it. We're going to wrap it up there. We haven't got too much to say other than I'm hungry, and now that I've mentioned bread, I really want like a curry bread. Like,
Oh, yeah. I want to go a bit of croquette bread. Yes.
or like a melon pan. I had the best melon pan in Japan, and it was from like the most tourist trap thing ever in Tokyo in Asakusa. So in the back of Asakusa, there's a little like alleyway, which is definitely all focused on getting tourists in. But that melon pan, I bought 5 of them.
That'll do
I
it.
also got one with ice cream in the middle of it.
Oh,
it was
good.
phenomenal. can recommend. And they're cheap and it's good. And I ate them for 4 days straight. It's why I'm this size. I put on weight. I love Asakusa, one of my favorite areas of Tokyo. But look, that's it. That's where we're going to leave the episode. So thank you so much for joining us this time. You've been listening to Kawaii-Fi Radio, and until next time, watch some anime!
Yeah, I want some bread too.
Oh, I need bread. Let's get bread. Let's go now. Your pan is my pain.